I'd just like to remind you that Project Tuesday series is done in more of a vlog style. In other words, I give updates about what's going on in my life and talk a whole lot more. And each episode is pretty long. So if you don't want to watch each one of these long episodes, I understand. When the project is done, I will do a condensed video. In other words, a video that's about 20 minutes long of the entire series, in which I will try to do a really quick pace overview of what I did with the project. Howdy YouTube. Shop is a complete disaster right now because Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I just quit, left the shop. Decided I wasn't going to come back Thursday or Friday. So, why clean up? Just get the heck out of here, right? But anyway, somewhere over there in that pile is what's supposed to be a wood chipper eventually. But it is cold in the shop. I didn't come up here to make sure the furnace was running. And, look at that. I mean, I normally keep the shop about 50, but a little under 40, that's a little chilly. So, maybe instead of working on the wood chipper day, I'll end up working on the furnace. I don't know what the heck is going on. Well, the thermostat said 55. I'm going to crank it up to about 70 there. And see, it kicked on when I moved the thermostat. Ooh, boy, that is filthy. Holy cow, I need to wash that. And the furnace did kick on. I can hear it running now. Well, the combustion fan or whatever that first thing that kicks on is. There it goes. Can you hear the burner? Ugh, I gotta wash that. That's coming off. Urgh. Ruh-roh. Oh, somebody forgot to drain the garden hose. Crap. Hope it works. Alright, is this going to do anything? Yeah, that'd be a no. Ah, dang. Ah. So, we'll let the garden hose thaw out here in the shop for a while. Furnace is still running since we've been outside. I've got to clean out this corner. I got to replace a tube on my bicycle. And that's the reason it's laying there, and the bed's laying there because I need to fix it. The pipe's laying there because I'm working on the corral, and I'm building gates right now for the corral. That's what this is. It's going to be a 14-foot gate for that. So lots of stuff piled up. But I want to see if I can get the wood chipper out of there. Hey, the frame actually fits between the wheels. How exciting. I don't know if I mentioned this in a video or not. I was going to. But I got rid of the big square table that I set over here a while back. It's just too big, takes up too much room. I really don't like using it. Yeah, I don't remember if I put that in a video or not. So anyway, a little bit of a shop update there too. That I put it outside. It's not set where I want it yet because my scrap iron pile, and by scrap I mean the actual junk that is going to go to the recycler. That pile is too big and I can't put it where I want it. But the price of metal has cleared down to nothing. The salvage price suddenly just doesn't feel worth it. I don't know. It is. I mean, you gotta get rid of it anyway. And I don't know. Just didn't have the motivation. So one of these days, why are you in here? You don't like the heat. It's 20 degrees outside. That's the temperature you like. Yes. So why are you in here? And since I'm doing this more in the style of a vlog, I'm going to take you outside and show you what I've been working on. So, right on the west side of the shop, yep, is the windmill and the stock tank and the corral. Hi, cows. Where are you going? Why are you being so skittish? That's weird. They must be camera shy, because normally they come over to me and see if I'm going to feed them or something. That's actually a really strange behavior for them. But anyway, the corral is in pretty sad shape. Grandpa built these, I guess you kind of call them panels, these sections right here, and used wooden posts to strap them to. And it's all falling apart. He did that back in the, I think it was the late 80s. I remember him doing it. I was like 10 or 11 when he did it. I helped him a little bit, actually. So I'd say somewhere around 87, 88. So that's going on, well, more years than I care to mention. But all these wooden posts are rotted off. So I decided to do like what I normally do for most of my customers and build a completely solid metal fence. It's made completely out of oil field tubing. I'm not done with her by any means. There's supposed to be a good gate over here instead of that panel. I'm building a catch pen right there, and a bunch of walk-through gates are right there, but nice solid all steel pipe construction. It's going to be nice. So that's what I've been working on instead of actually working for customers here lately. So my thinking on this is to have the back of the frame here sticking out just a little bit past the back of the tires here. I might even put fenders on this thing since we're going to be in trees a lot. It might be kind of nice. Yeah, they're a little over 14 inches from the center of the tire to the back. It looks like they're about 29 inches total diameter. So if I put that axle about 16 inches up from the frame, that'll be a really good position. And the reason I want these tires clear to the back is because the chipper itself will actually be sitting at the back of the machine. You know, the flywheel, whatever I end up using to chip the wood will be back here. The engine and generator will be at the front. So that means more of the weight is going to be past center, so I need to get the axle back a little further to hold all that weight, so I actually have a little tongue weight. What the heck? Why did that rattle? Ha! That's where that went. Been looking for this. I need to measure the tires and make sure that the camber is correct on this. Well, it won't actually be correct, but make sure I have it set to where there's camber in a correct orientation. I don't know. You know what I mean, don't you? So that means I want it. I don't have that right. I didn't think I was looking at that right the other day. I need to turn it around. Or move it to that side. It doesn't matter. Go that way. This way works just as good for me. Not quite what I wanted to do. Since I was going to use the clutch on the engine to belt drive the chipper, it needs at least 4 inches of clearance. 5 would be much better. And right now I have like 3.5 inches of clearance between that square tubing and the angle iron up here. There's a couple ways I can get around that, but I think the easiest is I will just, put a spacer between the axle and the frame here and give myself maybe even 2 more inches, get the frame up like 2 inches higher than what it is. I don't see anything wrong with that. Then that should give me plenty of room to get the belt over the top of that axle, get a pulley in there if it ends up hitting that axle. You don't have to worry about clearing that axle. So we'll see. If nothing else, I can go in later and cut the square tubing out, or notch it, or do something. It doesn't have to stay there because it's there right now. That'll work.
The water actually turned to ice before I got it back in the shop. Well, I had to switch over to my DSLR camera because the battery died on my iPhone. I'm sure you can tell a difference in the quality and the sound and everything. Hopefully I have the autofocus shut off on this camera this time. And I really apologize for that last video, for getting it shut off on autofocus. That is so annoying on this camera. Okay, what was I doing? I am completely distracted now and forgot what I am doing. Oh yeah, spacers. Get this frame lifted up a little bit. About 6 inches in there. That should give me more than enough room. Whoa. Exactly. That can't be right. I should measure the other direction, shouldn't I? Haven't measured this way yet. That is... I think I'm gonna put it there. too easy. Something's wrong. You know something's wrong when it goes together too easy. Just a little better shot to show you how I put that in there. And that plate doesn't go all the way up to the top of the angle iron. It's actually below the curve. You know, on the inside of an angle iron, it's curved in there. It's down just a little bit. Hold it in there like that. Eventually, I'll probably put a piece from here back to there. I mean, this thing's not going to have a lot of weight on it anyway, but just to make sure, I'll put something back in there. Oh boy, I suddenly got warm. I don't think I'm working any harder than I was. So let's go see what the temperature's up to. Almost up to 50. Probably a little cooler back here in this corner. Well, actually, I don't know. That thing's swinging because the furnace is blowing on it. The floor register is right below the camera here. So, yeah, that might be pretty accurate. That's about what I like the shop to be at, is somewhere around 50. I'm comfortable there, unless I'm running the lathe. If I'm standing in front of the lathe, I gotta have it over 50, because I guess just standing there, I get colder. But if I'm doing any welding, any working, any moving around, 50 is perfect for me. Ah, that's smart. I think is what I'm going to do right now is find a piece of scrap iron to spot weld on the front of that thing, so I can, you know, have it setting on its own feet, not worry about falling off them blocks. So I want to set the engine up there. Ah, dang it. That's pretty sturdy out there. Not much twist to that. There we go. Yay! Oh, throw out my back picking up this engine. God, it's heavy. Oh. Whee! Probably should use the hoist. Let's see, how am I going to set this in here? Well, I grabbed a couple pieces of scrap angle iron, kind of set that engine up on there just to kind of see. I'm going to try getting this generator lifted up on there. Ugh, generator weighs less than the engine. Holy cow. Clear. Hit the box. I'm not using this angle iron to mount this engine down, just to be clear. I just want to look and make sure things are kind of how I want them to be. Make sure everything's actually going to fit. The sad thing is, I've still never done the drawing for this. I think I said in the first episode that I was going to put a drawing up, so you all could give me some ideas and stuff, and I still haven't got it done. I don't know what the heck's wrong with me. Yeah. I almost kind of like this angle iron being here, but I'm afraid that's going to fill up with evergreen needles and shavings and who knows what else. And I'm afraid it's just going to be annoying like that. So I gotta see how heavy this is. Oh, man, grief. Oh, wow. That's a lot of freaking weight there. Oh. Oh, my word. Yeah, I didn't realize it'd be quite that much weight. Well, Yeah, surely it'll be all right by the time we come out here. A couple feet for the hitch. Plus, like I said, get the chipper put on there. That's going to be a couple 100 pounds in itself, I'm sure. So it'll probably balance this out pretty nicely. Heavier than I want at this point, but I really think I'll end up being right. But I have to quit. My wife wants to go in and see a movie. I think that sounds like a good idea. We haven't done anything like that in a while. Oh, that angle iron is crooked. My frame, can you see it underneath there? See this angle iron that makes the frame isn't flush with that angle iron right there. Aw, dang. I don't know, it looks like it's good here in the corner as far as up, but it looks like it's tapering down there in the corner too. So maybe that angle iron ain't square. And you can kind of see, no, you can't see under there. Dang it. I'm gonna get you a different angle here. I'm gonna use this top pulley to go over to the generator and drive that. You know, that would almost work to flip this angle iron right here upside down. I was thinking I didn't have room to clear the belts, but all I gotta do is clear this bottom belt. I don't have to clear the top belt. So yeah, I'm gonna use that pulley, go over to the generator, and I think I'll let that run full time. I don't think I'm gonna disengage that. No more hours than this thing is gonna run. I think it'll be okay. Might even help keep the rust off the brushes for the generator. And then the clutch pulley will come back to right here where the camera is, which you're sitting on the axle. And that pulley will drive the chipper itself whenever I figure out what I'm doing with that. So yeah, I could actually flip that angle iron over and bolt the engine and generator both to that, couldn't I? Yeah. You can tell I'm really thinking this project through. I really have not spent any time planning on this project. It literally has just been one of those, well, I have these pieces, let's throw it together thing. And I usually don't roll like that. I usually try to plan ahead and have an idea where I'm going before I actually do it. But, oh well, we're having fun, right? That's all this project is about, is fun. I may end up working on this tomorrow as well. And if I do, it'll just be a next episode. There's no reason why I can't have two in 1 week, right? So, see y'all in the next episode, and thanks for watching. And one of these years, I swear I will get a drawing up. I'll try to like at least put something up here real quick that just has the basic dimensions of where I've gone so far with this thing and kind of what I'm planning to do. I will really try to do that.